Hey everybody, I'm Justin Bohn.
I'm Mike Val.
And this is the Bohn and Zano Zone, where we are always on the lanes, off the charts, and on the mic. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Bohn and Zano Zone podcast presented by BuddiesProShop.com. Mike, it's back. Episode number 2.
We fulfill our promises. We say we're going to be here, we're going to be here.
Yes, and we are most definitely here.
How's Wichita this week, pal?
It's been a whirlwind of a week, but we've been trying to be productive. Today I sat in the dining hall, did some homework for about 2 hours, working on some new jerseys for the new year.
Mm-hmm.
Got some vlogs to post. You know, it's busy as always.
I think we're going to we should open every show with a "What are you doing in Wichita week?" Like, what's your week in Wichita like so far? So, did you bowl this weekend?
We did. We bowled in Davenport, Iowa, in the Quad Cities.
Mm-hmm.
Weatherneck Classic. We had a pretty good showing. Finished third. Qualified second after all the games. I bowled two of the individual games on Saturday. Bowled 225 and 222.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty good for the average.
Respectable.
Yep, that's good for the average.
Mm-hmm.
And then after 16 games and then 16 Baker games, we qualified second. Beat Mount Mercy in the third game, best of 3, and then lost to McKendree 0-2. Just flat out got out bowled.
Yeah, we talked about them last week. They're pretty good.
Yeah, they just outstruck us. They bowled 490, and when they're challenging and they can strike that much, and we didn't. It's not much more you can do.
No, it happens, right? Live and learn.
Exactly.
Are you bowling? Are you bowling this weekend?
Yes, we are bowling Swibick in Dallas Saturday and Sunday. So we'll leave early Friday morning. I believe the bus leaves at 6 a.m.
Go you.
Yeah, go me.
All right. So that's our week in Wichita. So lots to catch up on.
Oh, yeah.
Where do you want to start? Do you want to start with what happened last night, or do you want to go right into what's going on the other side of the world?
Well, I think we got to get caught up on what's going on around the bowling community before we get into our main topic of the night, which is talking World Championships. 900 bowled last night.
Yeah, and I believe that was in Minnesota, right?
I think Wisconsin.
That's right, Wisconsin.
Yeah, and beat the house record of 899.
By 1 pin. Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened out here at North Rock.
Didn't the proprietor have a shot for 900 there a couple of years ago?
He bowled 899, but bowled 299 the first game.
That was right.
Yeah.
So he had a 35 bagger to end the night.
No.
I'm sorry. You're right.
24, and then the front 11.
Yep. Sorry.
9, back 24.
It's been a long day. My math was off there. Sorry about that.
It's all right. It's all right.
That's some interesting stuff in the chat right there. We have working here. I think we have some spam there.
Yeah, we're gonna block that.
Yeah, we're gonna block that stuff.
We won't talk about that.
No. So that was pretty interesting last night. He threw it pretty good. The video was posted.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna look up his name because I don't remember it right now. But he did hug the lane man last night.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He did. There was a lot of hugging the lane man last night, and you keep going. I'm gonna find this guy's name here because I'm.
What other lane man hugging do we have to shout out and give away?
Cody Schmidt was his name.
Okay.
Cody Schmidt in Anchor Lanes in Wisconsin. So you were right; it was in Wisconsin. 12 lane center, and he threw. And this is what I kind of read a lot about this today.
Yeah.
And he took some heat for it. So he's a staff guy. All right. No big deal.
Right.
But he threw a ball that's not released to the public until Friday.
Right.
So he was hearing some back. I mean, everybody's a keyboard tough guy, but he was hearing some backlash that it wasn't right because he threw a ball that wasn't available to everybody else, blah, blah, blah. I don't think there's a problem with that at all.
I lost you. Say that again.
No, I said a lot of people on the internet were kind of like they didn't think it was right that he was able to use a ball that's not released to the public yet.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You're right.
No.
USBC certifies the ball; they approve it.
When you're competing, I mean, sure, it matters. Like when if you're bowling like some big tournament, and there are staff guys that have the balls before you when you're not on staff, and they use it to beat you. But I mean, bowling
Yeah,
balls are just bowling balls, to be honest.
the TAT does
Um,
that.
unless unless the company comes out with a new purple hammer, um, they're all just bowling balls.
Exactly.
There's not much more you can do about it. They're on staff for a reason, and they're more than likely pretty good if they're on staff.
Exactly. So
They don't just
yeah,
get the bowling balls because they're magic, and the magic ball is going to strike.
correct. And the TAT does that. They have that rule in place where if it's not released to the public, can't use it. Take it right off the rack, and that's kind of fair, I guess. That's a bigger event, but
Yeah, I mean, for an amateur tournament, I totally agree. I think there's nothing wrong with that rule.
no, and the guy bowled league. It wasn't like he was bowling, like I said, he
Exactly.
bowled the TAT or team trials or whatnot. He was bowling league. I mean, good for him. And did you actually see the video of him throwing it, Justin, or no?
I briefly looked at it. I didn't like analyze it.
He throws it pretty good.
Yeah, he didn't throw it bad.
No, he threw it pretty good. How many does that make now? Is that 30?
I think 38.
38.
Yeah, 38 was what I saw.
Here's one for you, since we're talking about the 900 really quick, right?
Yeah.
So you should know the answer to this. Who are the and this was somebody posted on Facebook. Has there ever been a 900 bowled on tour before?
Yes.
Who are the two?
Oh, I know the official one is Joe Scarborough.
Joe Scarborough, but he went
bowled 900 the first three in Florida, in the Villages.
Correct.
And I don't know if this one is like the official one, but I know Norm had 300 to end a block and then 300 the first two games of the next block.
You know where he did that?
Carolier, right?
He did it at Carolier. So why do people say what Duke did was not 900? That's 900 in my book. I mean,
it is, but it isn't. I mean, it's 3 games in a row at the tournament. But you went to bed, had a night off, got 10 minutes of practice, and then bowled. It wasn't necessarily. Don't get me wrong; it's not 36 strikes in a row, but it is 900.
It is 900. He ended up the morning block at Carolier on Friday. Game 8, 300. Came back for the night block, 300, 300.
Right.
I mean, at the biggest stage too. I mean, yes, ABC at that time or USBC now didn't recognize it, but I think you give it to him there. No.
Right. Exactly. And I mean, for all the people that are hating on him for throwing the new balls, I'm gonna be honest. Like, there's always going to be haters, no matter what you do in life. And the 100 or 1,000 or 100,000 for that matter, positive people that are gonna either comment on the post or that you're gonna affect in a positive way. It's not worth the one person bashing you to stop what you're doing.
No, there's always going to be a keeper
or to get down on yourself about it. There's always going to be someone that is trying to just typing behind a screen and just trying to make someone feel bad about themselves.
Exactly. But no, kudos to him though for 900. That's
absolutely.
What's the most you've ever had in a row to start off a session or a league? Anything?
Oh, I want to say I've had the front 18 before.
Okay.
I don't know, because that's not something that I like really keep a whole lot of track of or haven't. I've bowled 300 to start a block or league twice, and I've bowled 309 times.
Okay.
I know one of them was my first one. Bowled 300 the first game. Bowled 702 on the dot. When I was 12, that was my first 700 too, by the way.
Oh, hey, it's respectable. You were young.
Yeah. And then when I bowled, I think it was my third. I think January 2019, I bowled 300 the first game. And that might have had 2 or 3 more, but
did you pop one off in the spring too with the Rhino at Howell, right?
299.
That was right. You didn't bowl 300 that block, but you bowled the big 800 with 830 something, right?
835, yeah.
on the pair with the bad racket, Howell, which is really even more amazing.
13 and 14. No,
11 and 12. Mm-hmm.
11 and 12 has been okay. 13 and 14, also a good pair. I have 2 300s on that pair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well.
I came out, this was 2005. I was subbing in a league. It was a Sunday morning league. And this is when I was a little bit younger, and I used to go out on Saturday nights and consume alcohol regularly, which I don't do anymore. And I showed up for league. I was subbing, and I showed up late. I showed up in the third frame of game 1.
Nice.
And I had the front 23.
Wow.
I had the front 23 with an original Inferno for one of the greatest bowling balls I've ever thrown in my life.
Interesting.
Stone to 7 for $299. I came out in game 3 with the front 7.
Wow.
Left the 4-pin. And when I tell you my ball never got left of the third arrow on the right, I missed it by about 20 boards. It wasn't even close.
The 4-pin.
The 4-pin. I wasn't even close. I was shaking so much.
Wow.
And Stone to 9 the next shot, made the spare, struck out for 856.
Jesus.
So I had the front 23. But
nice.
You start to feel it when you get to like 16, 17, 18 in a row. You're like, damn, like I'm like halfway there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I kind of felt that because like the night that I bowled 830, I had the front 11, left a 2-pin, and then it was a bunch. It could have been the front 7 or 8, maybe front 6 or 7. So I was like 19 for 20 maybe.
Yeah.
And then solid 9, and then struck out the rest of the game for 279 or 278. And it was 279. So I had 22 for 24. Yeah.
You know where you're not seeing 22 for 24 currently?
Where?
Dubai.
Really?
I don't think the scores are that high in Dubai. You see guys whacking 300 in the Worlds.
Yeah. Jesper averaged 269 for 5 games in singles.
You know what's amazing? Jesper can play 12, but the righties are playing 30. Seriously, if you watch those clips, Jesper's playing like 10-12. The lefties are playing 10-12, and every righty's playing the 5th and the 6th arrow.
Yeah, nuts.
That seemed fair.
Yeah, well, they all get there.
All right, so let's talk about Dubai.
Yeah, so we just talked about Jesper striking a bunch. I know he averaged 260. It was a lot.
Yeah, he averaged
qualifying.
a lot. He didn't shoot many spares in that one block.
No, but I want to talk about one of the prodigies that is up and coming, and I don't know if we talked about him last week or not.
The Asian kid?
Yes, kid from Korea.
My God.
Kid from Korea.
Mm-hmm.
He's making a big name for himself.
You got a clip of him?
I can definitely find one.
Yeah, you told me about him last week. We talked about him for a little bit.
Here, let me pull up Instagram real quick.
Yeah, he throws it well.
This kid is, if he decides to bowl on tour, look out.
He will win.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He's a one-hander. He is one-handed.
Oh my! I mean, it's like butter.
Yeah, and we don't mean butterif. We just mean butter, like the spread.
Yeah. I mean, this is nuts.
Yeah, he throws it really, really well. Here we go.
I thought it was Sharon. My bad.
You may have to rewind that there. There you go.
I mean,
and you said he's not even 21 yet, right?
No, he's definitely he's a young guy because he bowled the World Youth Championships when it was 13 to 18 in 2019.
He gets a handful too.
Yeah, he hits it hard. He hits it hard a lot.
Now you said he ran it over in Malaysia with you guys, right? Not in Malaysia. What was the one that he ran him over?
He ran over the World
Youth,
World Youth Championships. Yeah. I mean, he won singles, doubles, team, all events, and the Masters. He won every gold medal.
Jesus.
Yeah, and I know Korea won the team event. He made a run in the singles. I don't know if he medaled in the singles. Yeah, so he medaled in the singles, medaled in trios, they won team. So he's making a name for himself.
Yeah, he throws it really, really well.
Yeah.
One-handed, he's a lefty, he gets on it. I mean, those couple of shots there, he waits on it and he gets it all.
Yeah. I mean, it's only a matter of time before you start to see his name.
He kind of reminds me of Couch a little bit, like getting on it.
I could see that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say he's like PA when PA was healthy, because I think he hits it more than PA. He definitely hits it more than Dad does.
Oh, yeah.
So the next one, I would say, the only lefty that could really get on it that much would be Couch.
Yeah, I could see that a little bit.
You can see the comparison, right?
Yeah, and I think Couch is a little bit more violent at the bottom. I mean, this guy gets there. I mean, he hits it hard.
But it's effortless.
Effortless is right.
Yeah, that's what's scary. It's kind of like how Malott hits it at the bottom. Like Malott gets on it, and there's nothing there.
Oh, I know.
So what did he do in Dubai last week? Did he do anything here?
Yeah, he medaled in singles, medaled in trios. Korea won the team event, and Korea also bowled 299 outside on the show.
Impressive.
Yeah.
There's a good comparison, Justin.
Richie Wolf. That could be there.
Most prolific non-titleist ever.
Yeah, that could be there.
Yeah. All right. So who do we send over? We sent over on the guys' side AJ Johnson.
Johnson, Andrew Anderson, Jacob Buttriff, and Chris Prather.
On the guys' side.
Yes.
And the girls' side, we had Danielle, Justin Richard, Missy, and Kelly Kulik.
Yes.
So you have it all in front of you. What did we do? Let's start with the girls. I know the girls got some gold. So what did the women do?
Yeah, so I know. Well, I do want to talk about singles real quick.
Sure.
Because I believe a couple of the girls got close in singles. But one of the girls that actually goes to school here, bowls on the women's team, Sarah Klassen, medaled in singles and knocked Kelly Kulik out.
Yeah, I remember you said that she was bowling out there.
Yeah, we're talking about a girl that's 21 years old, watched Kelly bowl on tour, like idolized Kelly, and beat her at the World Championships for a medal.
That's kind of like Jillian Martin.
Yeah, exactly. Same idea. So, shout out to Sarah. I mean, unreal performance.
Absolutely.
But Team USA in a bunch of stuff. Let's as I'm scrolling through here.
They were all over the leaderboard, as they always are.
Yeah, they were close, but the format was definitely a little bit unique. They had, so I think, like, I'm just picking a format. If they, for singles, had 32 guys make the cut, they'd bowl in 4 8-man pods, and they bowled round robin. And the top 2, based on record, advanced to a 1-game semifinal, and they bowled a 1-game match to get to the medal round.
All right, that just seems very confusing for me.
It was a little confusing at first, but once I got it.
You got it.
Yeah. So I think qualifying was like 10 games. 32 guys made the finals. So like Group A, Group B, Group C, Group D, 8 guys, however they split it up. Bowled 7 games. So they bowled everybody once, no position round. And then the top 2 match play records, not total pinfall, match play records, advanced to the semifinals.
All right.
So when they got down to 8 guys, which would be 2 from each group, 4 groups is 8. They bowled one game to get to the round of 4. When they got to the round of 4, they bowled 1 game, got to the round of 2, and I believe the finals was 2 out of 3. And I believe it was that format or some kind of that format in every event.
Interesting. And that'll be the same thing with the seniors this week.
I'm sure it will be, yeah.
All right.
So I know that the men came out on top in trios. The women came out on top in the team event. And I believe that was all of the medals, the gold medals, I should say, that were won.
you know, we always think that Team USA has the most talent out of any four people they're going to put in a tournament like that.
Right.
Nobody really realizes how much talent there is around the globe.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And this event is a prime example.
exactly.
I mean, when you look at Korea, prime example, what they did.
What about Sweden?
Sweden's another one. How about Team Singapore with the ladies?
Oh, yeah, they're tough.
I know they bowl each other in the singles finals.
Yeah. What about you got even the Canadians? You got Frankie, right?
Well, Frankie didn't bowl.
No, but I'm just saying Frankie would be representing Team Canada.
Yeah. I'll tell you another one. Would be Team Malaysia. Men and the women. Team USA on the women's side defeated Team Malaysia for the title.
Mm-hmm.
And I know from being over there, I know how competitive that environment is. I mean, that's their job.
Bowling is huge over in Asia. It's
Yes.
massive.
I mean,
it may be more competitive there than it is in the States. I mean, they live and breathe.
I'm going to be honest. I think it is.
I think bowling in Asia is kind of like what the NFL here is in the States, right?
I think it's kind of close.
Right?
I would consider that because I mean they have like the Asian Games, stuff like that, where they compete against each other. I mean, even like the youth tournaments.
Yeah.
Like the tournament that we bowl in Malaysia gets kids from Japan, Australia, Thailand, Korea, China, Hong Kong. I mean, all over.
Yeah, and
Asia.
2 from New Jersey.
Right.
And they still have the JPBA out there. They have the Japanese Pro Tour. And there's a lot of guys that bowled on the PBA version of that who were very successful.
Yeah. I mean, and even like another example would be the World Bowling Tour.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at some of the huge events that they run over there. Samo Korea Cup, all that stuff.
And they've run those for years.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And we've heard And we've heard some good stories, and we've heard some interesting stories about those tournaments over in Asia.
Yeah.
But
that's definitely on the bucket list, is to go bowl one of those events with all the guys.
We could do that. I would just take the trip out there. That would be interesting.
That would be fun.
We could do that for my 40th birthday. 2 years. We can we'll go out to Asia.
You were like 40.
No, not yet. I got a couple years.
Yeah, I thought you were old.
I am.
Okay.
I am. We're getting there.
Getting there. Okay.
Yeah, we're getting there. But no, that would be something cool to do. And then even those ones that are like up in like where Mika, like in Norway and Finland, Sweden.
Where?
Like where Mika, Norway, Sweden, Finland, they have a lot of big events over there too.
Yeah, the Brunswick Euro Challenge is on my bucket list too.
Is not the one in Paris?
No, that's
the Euro. That was the Euro Challenge, wasn't it?
No, Germany.
Which is the one that used to be in Paris, or used to be one that was in France? I thought there was one that was in France.
I don't know. I don't know that.
Well, I know the Euro Challenge is a big one out there. The one that Brunswick sponsors is a big one.
And I know that there was conversation of having an Asia one. And I believe it was supposed to be the same place that we bowl in Malaysia.
Oh, in that mall.
Yes.
So here's a random question. What side of the globe has more talent? The east or the west?
God, that's a question. I think there are a lot of guys in America that have talent that can bowl for any country. When you look at all the guys that are on tour, I mean, yeah, they only pick 4. Let's keep that in mind. They only pick 4. Yeah. There are 18 and 20-year-olds, prime example, Korea, that are making their national teams and competing at the World Championships. So, and I'm not saying that those countries have players that are older that aren't as good, but I think the younger generation in Asia can be pretty good.
Who was the Japanese guy? He made a couple shows here.
Shota.
The Shoto, that's the guy.
Yeah.
He's like a god over in Japan.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of titles, bunch of JPBA titles.
Yeah, he'll win here eventually if he comes back to bowl in the States. He'll win on tour. He's that good. He'll win out here.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time. I mean, that's any guy. It's just a matter of time of when they will. If they put themselves there enough times, they'll get there.
So will we agree with this statement since we're talking about the international flavor really quick?
Yeah.
Would you say out of everybody that has come over to bowl in the States through the past 40 or 50 years,
Yeah.
would you say the top two, Amleto and Mika, international wise? I mean, we got to throw Belmo in there too. I forgot about Jason.
I was gonna say you
I
can't
forgot
not
about
put
Belmo.
Belmo in there.
Yeah, I forgot Belmo because he's Australian. I'm looking like the European side. I forgot about Belmo. So
Right.
if we were going the top three bowlers to ever come over to bowl in the States internationally,
Yeah.
Mika, Belmo, Amleto.
It's probably got to be those three.
Amleto did it before everything. He was the first one. He was really the first one.
Right. Um, and don't get me
Mika,
wrong, I think there's guys that could still come over. And if they committed to it like those guys had, they can make the name for themselves.
yeah, I mean,
But
look at
there's also you can make a name for yourself bowling internationally.
Timmy
Look at
Mack.
what Tim Mack did.
Tim Mack is the greatest international bowler ever lived.
Exactly. And he never won a title on tour.
No.
But made a living bowling international events.
What, he won in 60 countries? I mean,
he's
won everywhere.
A lot, yeah.
Him.
And to me, that's more impressive than having a career on tour.
Yeah, but you know what? Timmy catches a lot of slack a lot of times. You know, he was so hyped up, and he never. They always say, Tim never won against the best in the world. He kind of did. I mean,
right.
He didn't. He didn't beat Walter Ray, and he didn't beat your dad, and he didn't beat Weber. But the guys that he didn't beat the 217 Monday Night League bowler.
Right.
You know, he was beating guys like Mika or Bill Hoffman. You ever heard of Bill Hoffman?
I haven't. No.
Yeah, Torrey Torgerson. There's another one.
Torgerson, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these are guys who are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Here's another one. Look at Barrett. Don Barrett came over. Look at Stewie.
Exactly.
And now you got Jesper over there.
And all those guys committed to bowling on tour. But there are so many guys. I mean, Shota's a prime example. He stayed in his country and made a name for himself in Japan and dominated the Japanese tour.
So we would say Timmy is the most accoladed international bowler of all time, most likely.
He's probably up there. And I mean, I'm sure that we're missing some because all that we hear about
is on the American side.
Right. And what's in our record books is the PBA. We mainly follow the PBA. But I think if you gave an opportunity or more opportunities for all of the guys to bowl on tour, put some more money into the event that they're bowling, and really make it worth it for a bunch of guys to go over to they all meet in one place. And I'm not talking just the World Championships. I'm talking some big event like the Brunswick Euro Challenge, where they get guys from Team Malaysia, where they get guys from Korea, where they get guys from Japan, and they get guys from America.
Do you ever think we would see like a universal tour? What I mean is like how, okay, America has the PBA, Japan has the JPBA. Do you ever think there would be like what is that? That world,
the World Bowling Tour.
But something like that, where it's a tour separate from the other ones that travels the globe.
Yeah,
and then we could really just say, "Had it, guys." Then go for it.
I think it's in the right direction. I do. I hope I see it in my time, and to be honest, I think you could still see it in yours.
Probably.
I think that the bowling world in general, I think, is on the up.
It is
with things like Fox, with things like this World Championships, the International Bowling Federation, Strike Cloud, what they just did, broadcasting the World Championships the way that it should be. I think it's all on the up.
And now we have the PBA has an official beer now, Pabst Blue.
Exactly.
Sponsoring them. Kia is on board with the PBA.
Exactly. Once these brand name brands, once they get involved with the sport, and they are already starting to, Fox, prime example. Once those names get into the sport and more money gets into the sport, I guarantee you will see a world tour.
That would be great. And then we
And
could really showcase the best of the world.
and I don't know how many events it would be. It might only be 6 events a year, but
Even if
that's
you
all
did
it has
6,
to be.
exactly. You don't need it to be like the old PBA of 42 tournaments a year. You don't need that.
Right. You don't
6
need that.
6 to 8 a year is perfect.
Right.
You have
You give
one
the
in the
guys
States. You're doing one on every continent if you really wanted to do something
right.
like that.
Right. Six a year. Every 6 weeks you go out
Mhm.
and bowl against the best in the world.
Exactly, and have at it. And you would probably have tournaments with 300-400 people in there.
Yeah, I think that would be something that I would want to see.
Yes.
Because it's not just like the guys that are from America that like want to try it. It's very hard for someone that doesn't live here to put it all on the line and go try out the tour.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like Belmo, Mika, and Leto, Stu, Osku, Jesper, Dom, all
Yeah.
those guys. It's not easy to do it.
No, you're leaving your families on the other side of the world to come over and fill,
Exactly.
to try to live a dream and make a living for them.
Right, and you're chasing something.
Yeah.
You're always going to be chasing something, but if you give it like a world thing, you'd get a lot. The sport of bowling in general would see much more international flavor.
Yeah.
And really see like what we talked about, who has the best bowlers in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, we're seeing it now, but we only see this event every 2 years.
Yeah. And this is why bowling should be in the Olympics.
Exactly.
Which is that's another topic for another day, but that's an absolute disgrace too.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go back on track. So we know Dad's over there now. So the senior players, we have Dad.
Yep.
Tom Hess.
Yes.
Bob Learn.
Yes.
And Grandpa Barnes.
Yes.
And I just looked this up before. I don't know how accurate this is. Barnes is a 17-time member of Team USA.
I would believe that.
I would have thought it would have been more, but I probably not, because they didn't let the PBA guys go on Team USA until a couple years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so there were years when Barnes first came out on tour, like in the late 90s, where he couldn't have been on Team USA. It was strictly amateurs only.
Right.
So there was, like that decade where Barnes wasn't eligible. So I guess that could be right. But when he was bowling for Wichita and all his mega buck, he was on Team USA every year.
Right. I know it's a lot. I don't know the specific number. When you say 17, I would believe it because it is a lot. And when you think about someone being on Team USA 17 times for 17 years, that's a big number, no matter how old you are.
Let me ask you this one. What would you rather have? Would you rather have a tour title or a gold medal on Team USA?
That's a hard one. And I'm going to be honest, I think gold medal.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you.
I think gold medal because it's.
I think we're going to say the same answer too.
It's more prestigious.
You have your country on your back.
Right. Not only do you beat the best in the world, you got selected for your team. You got selected to represent your country. You qualified to get an opportunity.
You won a spot. You qualified because you're the best of the best in the country.
The whole experience, it's not quick. It's not a week. It's not a week event, and you don't have a lot of opportunities to do it.
No, the requirements to be on Team USA is very, very, very hard.
Right. And I think there's 20 events a year now, right? 20 events on tour a year. There's one World Championships every 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
One. Winning a gold medal at the World Championships has to be more meaningful than winning a title on tour. It has to
be. I agree with you. And aside from the fact of having the red, white, and blue on your back.
Right. But on top of that feeling of holding the flag behind you, the national anthem playing, and you're on the podium.
There
can't be anything better.
No. And I hate to say it like this, but there's so many guys that have won on tour, and no disrespect to anybody that's won a title on tour, but you can say, like, how did that guy get to the winner's circle, right?
Right.
Like, anybody can have a lucky week. you're kind of bowling the same guys, but when you're bowling on that stage, I think it's much harder to win on that international stage representing your country. 110%.
Right. And you have to be good like now in the quick formats. And I think they went to something like that because of the Olympics.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at it, it's just one race for a gold medal.
Exactly. It's a sprint.
It's one sprint, whether it's 100 meters, 200, 400, 800. It's one sprint. It's got to be for me. It's gold medal.
It's a gold medal. Me too. Because you can win on tour. You can win a regional. You have more chances to pop one off on tour, whether it's regional or national title. And like you said, you can have, and especially now with the formats, it's almost like bowling like a local sweeper almost. Where you're bowling 5 or 6 games. All you got to do is have 2 good blocks and you're on the show.
Right.
You know what I mean? And again, no disrespect to the guys on tour, but 12 games, your moves aren't that drastic in 12 games.
Right.
You have to get it lined up, carry for 12 games, and you're there.
Right.
So I agree with you. The gold medal is the one.
Yeah, absolutely.
How many does the old man have?
I think it's 5.
Okay.
I think. I could be wrong.
And that's going back to the point. He was never on Team USA until what, 5-6 years ago?
Till 2017 when he bowled in Germany.
So that's probably when they might have lifted that before that. Because when he was touring, when the tour was what it used to be.
Well, he made the team in 2008.
That's probably when they started it.
Right.
I mean,
I don't remember there being a time where the guys weren't eligible.
Yes, there definitely was. And maybe our friend Mr. Spence knows that rule. But, I mean, look at it from the 90s. Weber was never on Team USA. Albee never on Team USA. Those guys, and just take it this way. How dominant your father was in the 90s and the 2000s, why was he never on Team USA?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So there was a rule there. And somebody has to know that. I don't know who would know that, but we can find that out.
Right. So
now he's bowling with Hess, Learn, and Barnes.
Yep.
And who is he doubling with?
That I don't know.
Okay.
They got there, I believe today, or yesterday. Dad.
Yeah, they got there yesterday.
I think Dad left Monday night, so he would have got there their time Tuesday night.
Yeah, we were talking to him during League Monday. He was in the air, so he was flying.
Yeah. So today was his first full day there. I believe they had practice either yesterday or today. And I'm sure that they'll start by Friday.
Yeah.
I think that the regular World Championships are just about over. Because I know that a bunch of guys were on their way home.
I think everybody basically flew home. The girls are home.
Yeah. I think that they're finishing up the Paralympics.
Okay.
And then once that's over, I mean, the Senior World Championship's got to be starting within the next 2 days.
Yeah.
So
what do we have coming up after the Worlds? What do we have on the bowling calendar? That's
Team Trials is right around the corner.
Team Trials in January, and everybody's posting now. The Masters coming up in March. Everybody's getting their Masters entries in.
Yep.
So when are you home now?
So I will be home Tuesday night. Tuesday night for Thanksgiving. I'll fly back Sunday, and then I will be driving back from Wichita around the 10th, bowling the holiday doubles with.
I heard some. Yeah, I heard the left is really good in that tournament.
Yeah,
it's always been very good.
The left is good, and I can strike sometimes.
We're not worried about you striking.
Right. If we get him lined up, get him that right hand position, get him the thumb to feel good.
Yeah, we want to worry about the 57-year-old carrying.
I'm putting him in all the side pots. Get him all the brackets. Put him in 100. Put him in max. I don't care what it is. I'm getting him in.
Stop. I can't be there to bankroll this tournament, so stop it.
No. I mean, if you want to, you can just send me some
money. I'll send in the money. I'll just take the ride to St. Louis for the weekend.
Yeah, it's not close at all, but sure, go ahead.
No, for a weekend getaway, it's not bad. And that's a huge tournament, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm super excited. It's going to be an absolute blast. I
Is
mean,
that at St. Clair?
I think so. Yeah.
Bolton College in that place.
Yeah, that'll be I'm excited because I get to bowl a doubles tournament with my dad.
Is that the first one you're bowling with the old man?
Yeah, as an
Okay,
adult.
as an
And it's
adult.
arguably one of like the third biggest doubles tournament in the country.
It really is. And
Behind
the
behind
Lucy?
the Rothoman and the Lucy.
Yeah. And you
So
didn't bowl the Lucy this summer, right? You were supposed to bowl the Lucy.
I was supposed to, I did not.
Oh, those
Right.
next year.
Yeah, we'll see if it fits in the schedule next year. There was a lot going on this summer.
Yeah, it was a very, very hectic summer to say the least. But yeah, so I think that's what's going on. I think we caught up on everything here.
Yeah.
When is the tour starts up?
Back in January.
Back in January.
I'm sure it'll be right after Team USA trials.
It has to be after team trials.
Yeah, that's gonna be my guess. And they'll go nonstop, I'm sure.
And you are bowling team trials.
I am. Yes, that will be fun.
Will Brandon be bowling team trials?
I believe so. So he has a free entry to the tournament because he qualified for the team.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure since he's going to be out there, he's going to be bowling. Yeah, he definitely is. I don't know why I'm questioning that.
Well, you'll be there.
I will be there. I'll be bowling for a spot. Put some extra hours in. Really trying to make that feat. That'd be a real cool standing on that podium with me and Brandon.
That would be a pretty neat one. I don't think there's ever been siblings on Team USA, right?
Well, Cameron Page Peters on the team, I believe, the same year.
Or was it the same year?
I believe so.
Definitely not on the guys' side.
Yeah, that I don't know, but it'd be pretty cool.
Here's a little tidbit of info I saw this week from this past weekend.
Go ahead.
The only family to have 3 generations win a title on the PBA tour.
Oh, I saw this. McCune's.
The McCunes, yep.
Yeah.
Don McCune, Eugene McCune, and Eugene's son, and his name escapes me right now.
Kevin
McCune.
Yep.
He beat Weber for his beat Pete for his regional title.
Really?
Yeah, he beat Weber. That's a pretty cool feat to have there.
Yeah, three generations.
Do you know this? Do you know if any other Weber has gone to the winner's circle and any other Pete's brothers? Have they ever won a regional, or do we not know that?
I don't think so. Not that I know of, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I know they all bowl, but I didn't know if anybody.
Well, I know that
John ever bowled and won a regional or not.
Well, John was John like ran the events, and I think
John, does he still run the senior tour?
I think
so, right?
I think so, and I think Rich, his other brother, ran one of the regional tours.
Yeah. Did they ever get a replacement for Kirk?
I'm sure that they did. I don't know who it is, but I guarantee that they did.
Yeah, I would assume so too.
So
hopefully we can say in 3 to 5 years that there will be 3 Bohns with banners on tour.
That'd be cool.
That's the goal.
Yeah, at least on by the regional tour.
Yeah,
because I know I gotta be bowling my first one here soon. That's what a bunch of the guys bowl in college.
You guys have a lot more regionals than the East does. The East does one more in December. They're done for the year.
Well, yeah, we're done here.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. So I'm sure it'll probably start back up in January again.
So you'll christen yourself for your first PBA event in Wichita or in that central region.
Yeah, and I'm actually kind of disappointed that the State Masters in New Jersey is the weekend that I'm bowling the Holiday Doubles.
You're not missing anything with that.
I could have bowled.
Well, I'm bowling the Ocean County Masters this weekend.
This weekend. Well, good luck to you, Michael.
Do you want to do a little giveaway?
Sure. What do you want to give away?
Well, I mean, I can give away one of my Hug the Lane Man t-shirts. We could do something like that.
Okay.
Which, if anybody wants one, you can message me for details on your Hug the Lane Man t-shirt. Justin, I'm having you and your brother will have one as well.
Perfect.
So we could do, I guess, my 5-game total, and if I make the finals or not.
Okay.
I've made the finals the past 4 years.
Okay. What are you bowling on? Is it house?
No, you know what? There's a lot of back and forth about it. They, in the past, have made them impossible.
Okay.
The 1 year we bowled it at Finnegan's, it was 52 feet.
Oh.
Yeah, they were impossibly tight. And then we've gone to like a beaten path, middle of the road, or Abbey Road, middle of the road,
Okay.
Abbey Road, one of those.
Yeah.
So from what I'm hearing through the grapevine, is they're modifying the house pattern, and we're bowling at Tom's River.
Tom's River. Oh, playground.
Yeah, play drum,
Okay.
which is hard enough to strike when they're walled up there.
Right.
So whatever they're going to tweak, and that building's hard to carry anyway. And
So I'm gonna guess if it's modified house, I'm gonna go 11-20.
So 120 for the 5, and I'm in the finals.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not. There's only 40 bowlers from what I've heard, so I'll take my chances of being in the top 16 against 40 bowlers.
Yeah. I would hope so.
Yeah, the last year they had 60 something.
Okay.
And I was 37 over, and I qualified 4th.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I drew Andrew Lazarchik in the finals. You remember a couple years ago when I hurt my foot and I couldn't walk?
Yeah.
Well, that was during that.
Oh.
So I drew Andrew in the first round of the finals, and it's 3-game match, single elimination. I conceded after 2 games. I couldn't walk. So Andrew got a free bye, but
Nice.
the foot's healed, and yeah, so I'd like to go to the winner's circle again here, pal.
All right. Well, Mike, good luck to you bowling this weekend. I'll be bowling in Dallas.
Yes,
I think it's time to wrap this one up.
Yep, we'll be back next week. This is a good conversation tonight. Very good conversation.
Next week is Thanksgiving.
So maybe we do it a day early.
Well, I'll be on a plane at the time we normally do it. We'll figure it out. Keep you guys posted on social media.
Yes.
We'll make something work, even if we pre-record it. We'll make it happen. So
we will.
Absolutely. So
but for now, we'll wrap this one up.
Absolutely. So we thank you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure and head over to buddiesproshop.com if you want a new ball or 2 or 8, doesn't matter. Go over there.
Anything for the holidays.
Anything for the holidays. Holidays are right around the corner. Be sure and get your ball orders in, bags, shoes, whatever you want. Buddiesproshop.com has it all. Use coupon code ZONE5OFF. Save 5% off your next order. And we will see you next time inside the Bohn and Zano Zone. I'm Justin Bohn, my partner Mike Val, and we're always on the lanes, off the charts, and on the mic. We'll see you next week.